For the Imus Morning program. All right, please welcome now to the Imus Morning program. He wasn't arrested yesterday, but it's just lucky, I guess. Don Corleone, the Godfather. Good morning, Godfather.
Good morning, Don Imus. So yesterday, the FBI made the biggest Mafia roundup in New York history. 127 alleged members of organized crime were arrested. You ask me if they found 127 of them, doesn't sound like they were all that organized. But they are all fine, upstanding Americans who just happen to have names like Jackie the Nose, Vito Love, Jimmy Gooch, and Baby Fat Larry. These are not real people. These are cartoon characters, like on the Spongiari Ansiti Quadrati, the SpongeBob SquarePants. The charges are for everything from jaywalking to premeditated murder. How could anyone with a name like Vinny Carwash be capable of extortion? He's not a criminal. He's the adorable, sweaty guy with the lisp that bags your gabagol at the pork store. Johnny Pizza is not the name of a murderer. He's the kid in your gym class with the hideously gruesome skin condition. But what is most disturbing is that the ages of some of the men who were arrested, 69, 76, 83. With what do you charge a man of 83? Assault with a dead weapon? It's an infamia. Now, there is some speculation that many of these men will not abide by Omerta, the sacred code of silence. But they got nothing to lose. They don't fear sleeping with the fishes, because even with a life sentence, we're talking, what, 18 months? Besides, who could take these dinosaurs seriously? A jury would be far too distracted by the spiegazzo sui ragazzi di pae che siedi sul pavimento di stasi di tribunali. They wrinkled a ball sack sitting on the courtroom floor. No. Word to the wise. No. You keep your mouth shut. Agabish, Frankie withered scrotum.
You know, I was thinking during that, it's just a shame that they didn't arrest 127 comedians. It's 18 business report now, and here with that is Dagan McDowel. I'm sorry, Dagan. I apologize. I don't know what happened.
No, good morning. I thought you just played that song to just get me good and irritated before you came to me. So. At least it wasn't sung live in the studio. We can all thank the Lord for that.
That's a good record, though. No, it was a good record when
it came out in '38.
Yes, in 1938. Yes. Okay.
Hey, quickly. Mm-hmm. Uber nerds everywhere who were hoping to get their hands on one of those super cool Nissan Leaf electric cars are just going to have to wait even longer because Nissan has had to delay the delivery of these puppies. They don't even run on gasoline. They are only electric, which back in the day were just golf carts. Nevertheless, they were supposed to deliver them this month or in February. Now it looks like it's going to be May or June before they start making deliveries of these electric vehicles. But could hurt the car's image with these early adopters, so to speak.
Well, I saw a guy saying it's a totally electric car, right?
Yes, it's totally electric.
So if you, and the range is what, about 40 miles?
No.
What is it?
It is 100 miles on the Nissan. It is 40 miles on an electric charge on the Chevy Volt. But the Chevy Volt has a gasoline-powered generator that will take you several hundred miles more.
Okay, so you don't have to. But this one, that's exclusively electric.
Right.
If you don't have some place to plug in, you're in trouble, right?
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
So
what would you do? Have a little generator with you, Charles? Or not?
I have no idea. You know, the grid doesn't exist. You have to plug these things in everywhere.
You have some big old fat friends who will help you push it.
Good morning.
How are you? Dagan McDowell here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Of course.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
First of all, you're not blonde.
Well, neither she.
Well, we don't know that Megan's not really blonde.
I ain't seen roots like that since Alex Haley.
Anyway.
No, honey, this is natural.
I wasn't talking about that.
Well, no, the collar and the cuffs match.
Anyway, let's start with.
I get a dye job.
Let me start with Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
did you see her? I'll start with you. Did you see him at the Golden Globes?
Yeah, honey. I'll tell you what. He can do my Golden Globes any day. You know what I'm saying? I'll let him drive on the left side of my body with his little Bentley.
Number of the Hollywood people think that it was too mean, too over the top.
Oh, shut up. The Hollywood people should shut up. I mean, he was hilarious. And it's like, it's always funny until it's about you. I mean, shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, so he made some, they were all funny jokes. Nothing, I didn't think anything was over the line. What was over the line?
I kind of felt bad for the old guy who runs the foreign press thing. Everybody else deserved it, but
Why would you feel bad for him? Why? For what reason? And why should he be excluded from any of the fodder?
Because he's not a show business luminary. He's just some old fool.
No, he's just sucking up to all of them.
But he took the stage.
I mean,
He took the stage. He's looking for a little spotlight.
Exactly.
You got to take the heat too, Pop.
Okay, all right.
I agree with Bernard. I mean, it's fair game there for all of them sitting there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Where'd you meet Ava Braun? Holy God, take it down a notch, sister.
We're in the nascent stages here of Blah, Blah, Blah with Megan McDowell and David Imus. So what do you do for a living again?
I'm an exotic dancer. I'm on third shift at the Capri Lounge.
Right.
You actually, wait, you were able to support yourself with
Well, it depends.
that job?
There's a girder instead of a pole.
I don't think that's.
But it supports me pretty good. What are you saying?
I don't know.
I'm an artist, okay? What do you do? Besides starve him to death. Make him a damn sandwich. Ethiopians look at him and go, damn, does my ass look fat?
Well, you look like you're taking all the food from everybody on the planet.
Oh, no, you did not go there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you did not go
But
there.
you-
Why don't you wear another plunging neckline? Jesus, God, honey. Okay, we can see them. They're beautiful. Now what?
Yeah, but
Holy
you're
God.
the one that should have your arms covered up right now, not me.
No, I'm not talking about your arms, sister, okay? I mean, you're about this close to getting arrested for double parking, know what I mean?
Oh, man, she was a terror last night. Oh, my God. What Wyatt and I had to put up with you last night.
What do you mean put up with?
Oh, my God. It was just, she loses her temper and then just freaks out. So,
No, you think you can push me around just like you do
No.
Glenn Beck and Chris Wallace and the rest of them that come in here. First of all, Chris Wallace and his wife are so cute, and it's obvious that they're in love, and they're just, like Wyatt said, adorable together.
right.
But quite the opposite, I guess, of us, right? I mean, I think that's why I'm so in awe of the two of them.
what's your view on this foot fetish thing with Rex Ryan, his wife, and all that?
I don't want to talk about feed. I don't want to think about feed. I don't want to think about Rex Ryan's wife's big old dogs, which there's nothing. Tom Bowman sent me the photos that you asked me about last hour to make sure I saw them. I didn't need to see those.
Girl got some ugly. Big old Brogan looking feet.
Everybody's feet are ugly.
Yeah.
Everybody's feet, after being in a pair of shoes for a couple of hours, are damp and moist.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know what? You want to scare the bejesus out of somebody, threaten to put your damp, moist, wet feet on
A
some
little
folks.
toe jam in there and all that.
That's hot.
Dirty toenails,
Yeah.
maybe some toenail fungus.
Oh, man, come on.
Keep going. Say more.
Yeah. Making me hot now, baby.
Cracked heels and
What's
peeling.
going on? Oh, God,
come
please.
on.
Are you kidding me? What's going on in business?
All white and dry.
That'll be fine.
Need some
We're
hummus.
thrilled about that.
All right.
And she's just,
What?
I don't know. Look at her, Connell.
Get outta
I'm
here.
sorry y'all can't see it on the radio, but she's got on that little midget, Tony Stewart.
He is not a midget.
Yes,
and
he
he's
is.
Not, and
He's a
he's
fat
gotten
little
trimmed
midget.
too. No, he's not. He got fit.
I'm not supposed to say midget. He's
This
a
is the
fat
real
little
deal.
dwarf. I ain't not supposed to say that, right? So what are you supposed to
He's
say?
a fat little person.
He's a fat little midget. Sue me.
He's not fat and he's not short.
He is. He's a dope, and he's not going to win anything. And
He's won 2 championships, bucko.
He used to be
Next time you win 2 Sprint Cup championships, you call me.
he used to be my favorite driver.
What
And
happened?
Yeah, back in the day.
He should still be your favorite
No,
driver.
you know who my favorite driver is? Jimmy Johnson. You know why? Because he's won 5 championships in a row. So, and he's cute. So
Well, this is the real deal. This is a Tony Stewart fire suit, number 14, Office Depot Chevrolet, that he actually wore. And it's signed, by the way, by him.
he wore that
I'm-
suit, and it fits you. And you're tiny.
I told you.
And without your high heels, you're about 5'1".
Guess
So,
what? I've got the high heels on with
Oh,
it.
I'm sure you do.
Oh,
so.
that's hot.
That'll be fine, Bernard. Anyway, so all that's coming up in this other news. She wasn't here for 2 days. And so you
Out of sight, out of mind type of deal?
Exactly.
I was in Charlotte filming stuff ahead of going to the Daytona 500, from which I will be broadcasting on the Friday before the race. So I was down there interviewing Tony Stewart, for example. Great time.
Get
Right?
a little booster seat for him when you.
I don't know what is your problem with him. He's won 2 championships. He finished 7th in the points last year. He's a great humanitarian, does a massive amount of charity work every year. He's funny, and he's a better race car driver than anybody on the track.
And the only
so
guy
get out of town.
Only guy in NASCAR who drives a go-kart. And
Yeah. And he was in
Well,
Lord of the
sprint cars.
Rings playing Frodo. So
That is just mean, and you know that's not true.
I'll say
And I
who
feel-
won the last 5 championships.
Jimmy Johnson
That would be
did.
Jimmy Johnson, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but who's going to win this year?
I don't know. Not going to be Tony Stewart.
Go ahead and get behind Jimmy Johnson.
gonna-
I guarantee you he'll lose.
It's not going to be Tony Stewart or Dale Earnhardt Jr. So we know that.
You can't. Come on, man! You can't even put those two in the same boat. Dale Jr. has not won. He's won 1 race in 3 years.
Do you have a business report?
Yes, I feel very comfortable in my Office Depot
sure you
fire
do.
suit. Maybe I won't even take it off. But the reason I kept it on is because this dovetails nicely. Tony Stewart drives a Chevy, and General Motors is dropping. Don't you do that? General Motors is dropping its request on a $14.4 billion loan from the government that it was going to use to boost the fuel efficiency of its fleet of vehicles. Says it doesn't need it. Says that it's doing it on its own, says it wants to roll out the electric Volt nationwide earlier than expected, so GM's getting back on its feet. Maybe, but the taxpayers, still own about a little more than a quarter of the company.
Are you going to wear that stupid race suit all day?
Will it irritate you?
No.
I was going to say if it did, maybe I will. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to keep it on all day long.
Are you going to wear it on your show with Connell at 11 o'clock?
I don't. Should I?
Yes.
I don't think I can. I want to be here come Monday morning. They might fire me if I have it on all day, but
They'd fire you for doing that?
who
Well, they
knows?
might, yeah.
Yeah, they might.
Oh, they just make you take it off, which I don't blame them. 32 after the hour. Almost 24 after the hour. For a little business report, and here with that is Dagan McDowel, who came to work this morning in a Tony Stewart race car driver fire suit, they call it. And how did you get that?
One of the executives at Stewart Haas, one of the top guys, Eddie Jarvis, just handed it to me and said, "Here you go."
It's pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? Those folks, every single person at Stewart Haas Racing, they treat you like family. They're incredible folks. Spent like half a day over there. It was big time, man.
Consider the way most families get along in this country. Maybe
They
that's
were
it.
great. I got a bunch of thumbs up. I had the whole fire suit on with my 6-inch heels walking around the building. There's some construction workers outside of the studio, and they gave me the double thumbs up. Why, I don't know.
What
but
a surprise. Is this one that Tony Stewart had worn?
Yes, sir.
Did he wear it in a race?
Yes, sir.
So he probably perspired in it heavily.
And then
Let's
some.
hope.
And then who knows what else?
That's right.
You know, a girl can dream.
Does it smell?
Smells so good.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it smells fine.
All right.
But anyway, it doesn't have the Mobil One sponsorship on it anyway. That's his new sponsor for the season, so it's a little old. So I figured I do still have it on. It's down around my waist.
Home Depot doesn't sponsor him anymore?
No, he raced for Home Depot years ago. Come on, man, get with the program. That's over at Joe
Office.
Gibbs Racing. Office Depot and Mobil One are his 2 primary sponsors.
Oh, I see. So-
There you go. You got to get on this. Season starts soon.
Does Tony use a booster seat when he drives?
Would you get off that? It's not like you're Kareem Abdul-Imus walking around this joint. You got lifts. Why do you think you wear cowboy boots? Lifts.
What are you talking about?
The heel on a cowboy boot. It's the only lift that a man can get away with.
Oh, well, you've just lost your mind. I mean, he's about 5'5". I'm around
No,
6
he is
feet
not.
tall. What are
He
you
is
talking
not
about?
5'5".
My bare feet. Oh, you've lost your mind.
He is not 5'5".
You're just like one of these little one of these. What can you say that's acceptable now, Charles?
The only thing is little
Dwarf.
person.
No, not dwarf.
No, little person.
Diminutive
Little
lady.
people, little
Yeah.
person.
You and Jenna. Jenna's like 4 feet tall, and you didn't have those 8-inch heels on. So what are you talking about?
You got Frodo altitude. Just
Yes.
say that.
Yep.
Well, do you have any business news?
Yep,
Actually, it doesn't
and
make
the
me
mouth
feel,
still
hurting my
works.
feelings and making me feel bad.
Well, speaking of trauma, and
Let me
what
drink
we,
my green tea here and fight my cancer while you do your business report.
Oh, you got to roll out the cancer ball, don't you? When it gets tough and it gets
please
hot in
welcome
the
the
studio.
Imus Morning Program.
Believe this.
The Imus Morning Program live in Tucson, Arizona, the star of Outlaw Country on Sirius Satellite Radio. My brother Fred Imus, morning Fred, Mr. Imus.
Hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm in.
Hey, that Sirius Satellite deal doing better. You know that?
Yeah, I notice their stock's going up. I don't know any of their stock, but I notice that, I see it every once in a while it's going up. Yeah, it's, I have it in my truck,
Yeah.
and it's good for 6 months, and then, I don't know, I guess you have to get it. But so I listen to regular radio, AM country once in a while, and after you get to listen to the satellite for a while, you don't want to hear regular AM country or FM country.
No, I
You know what
understand
I'm
that.
saying? So I think it's just taking a little bit of time, but it's. I think it's the future.
Keeping
Future
Stern,
now.
keeping Stern was a good idea. So that helped them. And
I
of
don't
course
know.
huh?
No, because they pay him so much money, they can't pay anybody else any money.
Here is the problem, Fred.
And I don't think keeping him. I don't think it did him as much good as they think it did. So. I know they.
There's nobody. I don't know if I know anybody that's as stupid as you are. There's few people I know. Why? Not, I mean, what?
Let me ask you this.
And here's another thing: it's like you're on. It's like you're on satellite.
How stupid am I?
You just keep talking while I'm talking, and we're on the phone,
Yeah, I know.
and you can't have a conversation with you.
Yes, you can. If you don't let anybody say anything.
I let you say stuff until you stick your foot in your mouth because you're stupid.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're dumber than your dog. So how is your dog, by the way?
You know how dumb I am?
Yeah.
I'm living in a new trailer, driving a new truck. That's how stupid I am.
only because Deirdre said, you got to help Fred out. So I said, okay. So you can thank her for that. If it had been up to me, you'd still be in that. You'd be living in a cardboard box, driving that whole whatever the hell you were driving. Anyway, did you watch the president's speech?
I watched it for under a minute. When it became apparent that he wasn't going to resign, then I just watched something else. He's got to go. Why don't he realize it? It's time for him to get out. Just be a man and step up and say, look, man, the job's too big for me. I'm leaving. Why won't he do that?
I don't. I think he probably thinks he's doing a good job.
And then, I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but I watch the History Channel a lot, and they were doing a program on the Antichrist during his speech. I switched back and forth, and after a while, I couldn't tell the difference.
No, man. How are things in Tucson, by the way?
Well, they're fine, of course, we had that horrible shooting down here, but,
I guess that woman's doing pretty good, right, Charles?
She continues
Doing great.
Yep.
Felt bad about that little. I thought the people at Tucson were great. When they all lined up for that little girl's funeral and all that, I thought that was good, didn't you? Yeah,
it was great, and like Gifford, she was always out among the people in the community. I saw her a couple times. I saw her down there at Rex Allen days in Wilcox, Arizona, a couple of years ago. She was always out. But
17 till the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Did I tell you what Wyatt's going to get to do?
Man, I don't know what I want to know her now. Is she going to Tijuana?
No, he's going down in the end of March. Joe Beaver teaches people to rope.
Yeah, I know he does.
8-time world champion.
Yes, I know that.
Wyatt gets to go down there for 5 days and rope with him.
Well, that's great. Wyatt's kind of at a disadvantage because these guys that team rope, they team rope every day.
Right.
And Wyatt doesn't get to do it, every day, or gets to do it during the summer and other times during the year. So he is at a disadvantage, even though he's got a lot of talent.
Well, when they had those kids come over from Highland University,
yeah,
he was 11 at the time. He was better than they were, and they were in a rodeo club at the college. So,
was he about 24 now?
Wyatt?
Yeah.
No, he's 12.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while.
Studying for his big bar mitzvah coming up here.
His what?
His bar mitzvah.
Why's he having that?
Well, because he's turning 13.
Hello.
What's that have to do with Wyatt? Because he's turning 13.
Oh my God!
Wow, you just don't get it.
Honest to God,
I'm missing something here.
No, you miss a lot. So,
hello, hi, man.
You still have that cutting horse?
Yeah, I do.
Is that horse any good?
The horse is real good.
How old is he?
She's a daughter of Dual Pep. She's
Right.
about 12, maybe.
Oh, you can still cut off her, do you?
No, I haven't in a year or two because I can't breathe. But when I get a little better, I'll go back to doing it.
You know who won a world championship? I think it was a world championship for when he was in high school. Was Joe Beaver's kid?
Yeah, well, those guys, they can go out and buy their kid the best horse on the planet. So, in a cutting horse, he does most of the work. So, I'm not taking anything away from his kid.
Well, sounds to me like you're trying to. Jesus
No, but
God! First you're telling me that it wasn't that didn't make any difference for Sirius to keep stern, which of course you're wrong about that. And now you're telling now I got to go down there to Joe Beaver's, and you're telling me if the kid had a good horse, and other than he's just lucky he was able to stay on him. Is that what you're telling me?
Basically, that's what it is. You get a great horse, and you hope you can stay on. You hope he doesn't turn out from under you. That's what you hope.
God. Oh,
when you get a good horse, you know what you have to do with a cutting horse?
No.
Stay out of their way. Let them
Okay.
do the job.
And pick the right cow. All right. What else you doing?
Pick the right cow, and let's see.
What else going on?
New, Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. We're waiting for you to bring something to the table.
Well, I don't sleep very well now because every time Dear John moves during the night, I wake up, So.
Who is Dear John? Oh, that's your dog.
He's on this new medication that it takes him about 10 days to get used to. So he's real wobbly, and he's not, his rear end's not coordinated. So he's walking around, and his rear end slips out from under him, and he falls down. So he does, and then it wakes me up. I don't mind waking up, but you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Fred, I do. Here's what I'm wondering. Julie says to me,
Yes.
why don't we have Fred on? You know what I said?
You said why?
I said, no, that's a great idea.
Here's what she said to me. When she called me, she says, you want to be on? And you know what I said? I said, why? Because I don't have anything to bring to the table.
No, well.
And she said, well, your brother likes having you on.
No, well.
And I said, well, he doesn't act like it.
I'm looking at Bernard. Bernard, you're not helping either. Lou's holding his head in his hands.
No help. Man, would they leave the room?
Yeah, no, never do that.
No,
I would
just
miss something.
slip into a coma, really.
You going to watch the Super Bowl, Fred?
No, I don't even know who's in it. Green Bay's in it, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I lost interest in football. Lost interest in a lot of things. But
Well, apparently you lost. What?
I just lost it. I don't pay hardly any attention to football. I know Green Bay and Pittsburgh's in the Super Bowl, and if it's convenient, I'll watch it. If it's not, I won't watch it.
Well, I'm just kind of curious.
What?
It'll be on a Sunday evening around. You're 2 hours behind us there in Tucson, around 4:30, something like that.
Right.
What would you likely be doing then?
Well, I just don't know. You never know what comes up. I could be doing. Who knows? Chances are I'll watch it.
What will you be doing today at 4:30 in the afternoon?
Oh, messing with these horses.
Okay. Well, then maybe you'll be doing that tomorrow, too. Well, it's always nice to have you on.
Always great.
We're out of time now, Fred, so.
Oh, damn it.
You are?
I love you, but
I love you, and I'm sorry I didn't bring more to the table, but, it's not something that it's not the first time,
I understand that.
I mean, it's not like you should be shocked. Oh, my brother, he was stupid. He didn't have anything.
You know who you need? Like you have on Outlaw Country, you need Missy and Buckskin. So to take up the slack because you sucked today. And I got to go. So I love you. Deirdre loves you. Wyatt loves you.
We all love you.
Well,
we do. Right.
Fred Imus, 11 till the hour. Reading these emails, I'll make this brief. But Anissa, I'm sick of them. Here's the thing about emails, and that's why I want Carly to read them. Because I don't mind being made fun of. They're making fun of me for 40 years or however long it's been. I don't mind. Really, in fact, I'm the one who thinks it's funny. But, I mean, let's just take meat, for example. Well, we run a cattle ranch. I don't eat meat. But I don't care what you eat. I'm not against people eating meat at all. What I'm against are these hideous
factory farms.
Factory farms where they torture these animals. And somebody wrote me an email and said, well, you rope them and tie them. Well, you know why we rope them?
Why is that?
Because it's fun.
There you go.
And here's another reason we rope them. We have all these Corrientes out there at the ranch and a bunch of calves and so on. They're just standing around eating. There's nothing for them to do. So I'm not going to, and it's a great environment for them. The kids pet them. They get fed. They stand around. They have nothing to do. So as exercise for them, as you could look at it almost as their aerobic workout. We rope them. So we put stuff around the horn so it doesn't hurt them, but we rope them. The calves, we rope them, we throw them down, and we tie them. Does it hurt? Well, I don't know. Does it? It might hurt a little bit, but other than that, they got a great life.
They bounce right back up, and it's a little bovine Planet Fitness for them.
If you want to eat meat, it's fine with me. I just don't.
Thanks.
But I'm not telling you what to do. Stop sending me emails about it. I'm not telling you. My wife certainly is not telling you. We just tell you what we do. If you want to do that, fine.
Why are you in such a
because
rage?
it irritates me.
How do you?
Because I'm not like that.
But you're in a rage.
I know.
You're raging. You just and it doesn't stop. It just gets worse.
What's the matter, Bernie?
It's just, it's Friday. It's everybody's in a nice mood.
Man.
And I think you need to calm down.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Well, you did.
I want everybody to be happy.
Oh, yeah, that's what you want.
No, I do. I want everybody to do what they want.
Including the cows.
To eat what they want. In fact, they can eat me. It's 14 after the hour. Time for a little business. And an hour ago, I got a email from Deirdre Imus. I get up from Cavuto and her. And her said, you told me that Thanksgiving dinner I fixed was one of the best meals ever. Well, it was. And yet when you talked with Jake Tapper, you sounded like you were being held hostage. Well, he was even saying the vegan tofurkey he tried was pretty good. And all you could say was, well, as I explained, I can barely talk this morning. So here to apologize to me is the aforementioned Deirdre Imus. Good morning, Mrs. Imus.
Good morning. I don't have anything to apologize for. I think you owe me an apology because you went on for 3 days after Thanksgiving even, how that was the best meal you ever had. You absolutely loved it. And in fact, it was, as you know, I do the Thanksgiving meal for us every year, all by myself from scratch, and you love it. And this year you said it was better than any year. And so when you were on with Jake Tapper, I couldn't believe it. You literally sounded like, you just had to tolerate a meal.
Let me explain something to you, fish face. I could barely talk. I was coughing. What?
Excuse me.
I was coughing. I was trying to hang on just to get through the morning or just to get through the conversation.
Well, first of all, that's so disingenuous because you just had enough breath to call me fish face.
Well,
Bug eyes.
Well,
Boston Terrier eyes.
What?
Boston Terrier eyes.
Wait a minute. I object to that.
Sorry, Chuck. I mean, it's so phony. Then why tell me that you just, and you love being a vegan?
You know what? Deirdre Imus, you're a saint. You are a saint.
And he goes on.
And you know what? You're absolutely right.
He goes on Thanksgiving even about all the dead animals everybody's eating and how horrible that is.
You're not a saint. You're the devil.
No, you're
he
not.
He doesn't say anything on the air. He's such a phony.
No, that's just.
Aren't you?
You have no defense.
No, I'm not. I want you to apologize for being mean to me and not recognizing that it's all I could do to talk.
Well, you're fine now, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I've gotten better throughout the morning. Thank God.
Thanks to that wonderful meal that you prepared, probably.
The breath that you have, you should be apologizing
Boy,
to
isn't
me.
that the truth?
Come on, sweetie.
Why are you still talking? Are you in the kitchen?
Matter of fact, I am.
Okay, here's what I want. I'm going to be home. I'll be home at 10 o'clock.
Oh, God.
Do you have any soup there?
Well, no, we don't have cans of anything. I make it from scratch.
I don't have time to make it. I want some tomato soup.
Well, no, tomato wouldn't be good if you have a cold. That
That's
just
true.
creates more phlegm and mucus.
How about vichyssoise?
No, a nice vegetable soup, like a vegetable broth.
Perfect.
Well,
And I'm going to put some magical stuff in it, too.
Yeah.
Okay, honey?
Yeah, okay.
Make
Like
you
a
feel better?
Vicodin.
What, is that Viagra?
Yeah, you need some anti-grouchy medicine.
Yeah, mash up a Viagra and put it in there, would you?
Well, now I feel better, so thanks, honey.
You actually feel better?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. There's something wrong here.
Get off my phone.